This is my story. Becky taking her last breath in my arms at 3 o'clock in the morning on July 10th, 2017. She was diagnosed with stage 4 liver cancer 11 months prior to that day. And she got through, that was her last year of teaching school before she'd already planned retirement. And she passed July 10th of 2017. You know, we were asked early on to speak at the Hugs ministry event that's on Tuesday night, I think, with Cheryl. And I guess I didn't ask Lori. I thought I asked Lori, but apparently I didn't. And Cheryl said, you know, it's coming up in a couple of weeks. And have you talked to Lori? I said, no. And I talked to Lori and she freaked out. And I said, look, I'll do most of the talking. You know, we got some things we wanted to read. I said, you can read. I want you there to interject from your perspective some of these things too, but I'll do the lead. I'll take it. I don't have a problem with it. One of the things that concerned us about talking to this group was that because we were them, we are them, but we got married, 3 years ago. Like I said, neither one of us thought we would do that. And God, we believe God brought us together, and God had a different plan for our lives than we thought that we were going to have. And one of the reasons I didn't want to speak at the Hugs group was that I didn't want it to seem like, well, look at us. Look at how happy we are now. But I had somebody tell me one time, it was another teacher in Shelbyville that lost her husband, and they were younger too, like us, and I don't think they were even quite to 50. She said, it gives me hope when I see you and I see your story and I see what's happened. It gives me hope. And I would tell people that it gets easier. There's some things that don't. There's dates that are always reminders that will never change. Birthdays, anniversaries, whatever, the special days. But it gets better. And I don't honestly know how people go through this kind of event without having a relationship with Jesus. I don't know how they do it. It would have to seem so hopeless, because that's what gives you hope. That's interesting because I remember, and we told the group this, I was mad at God. I remember going to my pastor and saying, I'm mad. He said, do you think he'd be shocked that you're mad? He created us as humans. We have our own feelings. We make our own decisions. We're not robots. We're not puppets. So I'm mad at God, right? But I tell people that every day I got up and I asked God to get me through that next day. So I said that the same person that I'm mad at is also the person that I'm saying, I can't get through this day without you. And that's the only way. And I think it's there's a process, and you grieve, and you're mad, you go through all that. And for some, there's no recipe to that. It can be lengthy. Typically, the experts will tell you that it's a shorter period for men than women. The problem going through this, though, in this world is the world expects you to get over it sooner than you can get over it, because they do. They move on. They go back to their lives. They go back to their families. They go back, and they don't realize what you're sitting there going through. They try. People care. People love you, but they don't know unless they've been through it. And when I told Lori that we needed to speak to this Hugs group, because because they need to hear from somebody that's gone through it just like they have, and are where we're at, which is something, if they hope to be one day, that they'll see our story and how we got here. And it's it's just a long process that's can be agonizing at times.